Every one of you that have made the trip to Little Rock, Arkansas to be here with us today. I'm very humbled and gratified for all of you that have taken time. I can see your faces, and I know that some of you have traveled 2.5 hours, maybe even 3 hours to be with us here at the state capitol today. I appreciate the indulgence of the Arkansas Conservative Caucus actually to allow us to go ahead and make this announcement in deference to the media that is here. And with that, I will give my statement. You'll hear from a representative from Washington, D.C., who is here to support what you're going to hear about here today. Legislators, colleagues, and friends, and citizens of the state of Arkansas, thank you for being here again at the Arkansas State Capitol for this important announcement. We're here today to announce in a bipartisan manner that we as conservatives will fight for the hardworking Arkansas taxpayers that we were elected to represent. We're here today to announce the filing of Senate Joint Resolution Number 1. This is a joint resolution for the 2012 fiscal session that is allowable under the rules to be heard without a 2/3 vote. This will be offered by the Arkansas General Assembly and will be basically our opportunity to make a statement on the National Debt Relief Amendment, which has to do with the federal debt ceiling. This will be an amendment that will be proposed underneath Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution. With this resolution, Arkansas will invoke the right afforded to us under Article 5. With its passage, we would join 2 other states that has already passed this resolution. North Dakota and Louisiana has already passed the National Debt Relief Amendment. As you leave, if you have not already seen so, you will have a chance to pick up this pamphlet. And the National Debt Relief Amendment simply says that an increase in the federal debt requires approval from a majority of the legislatures of the separate states. NDRA, the National Debt Relief Amendment, is nonpartisan. This is an Arkansas issue. This is an American issue. It does not dictate policy. It does not require spending cuts or tax increases whatsoever. In fact, when it was passed in North Dakota and Louisiana, it had bipartisan support in both chambers, in both of those states. Louisiana House passed the NDRA on a unanimous vote. NDRA currently has committed prime sponsors in 22 individual states in our nation, including Arkansas. Good people from all parts of the political spectrum should be equally concerned about the federal debt for many different reasons. The common denominator is that the course that we are on is unsustainable. The state of Arkansas, anyone can tell you that above the $4.7 billion in general fund budget that we manage as legislators here, we actually depend about on 3/4 federal funds for operation of our state. If the federal government does not control this spiraling federal debt that we have, Arkansas will be one of the first and one of the hardest hit in our country. I have had it said to me behind the scenes here at the Capitol during the past several months that frankly there probably is no greater fiscal discussion than being able to control an out-of-control situation that continues to drag us further and further over the cliff. As I close with my statement, as of today, listen to this. Our national debt is $15.3 trillion, which works out to $49,000 per citizen and over $135,000 per taxpayer. Our debt, and please listen to me if you're an economist, if you run a business, any of you that know economics, right now our debt, GDP ratio, debt to GDP is over 102%. Think about Greece. think about the countries that are suffering right now. We will soon be funding 50% of our federal expenditures with borrowed funds. Everyone in this state understands that nearly 3/4 of the money spent here is federal money. I've already told you. We have faced economic difficulty in our state in recent years due to many things that are completely beyond our control. Immediately, our state is facing a Medicaid funding crisis, which is directly tied to these federal funds that I speak of. There is no greater issue to discuss right now than this issue about a spiraling federal debt that's out of control, because it impacts you and me and everyone in this room. If our federal government begins to slash funding commitments in this state, most of our key programs are going to be very severely affected. I'm proud to have a bipartisan group of senators and representatives join me in sponsoring this resolution. We look forward in the coming days to add even more names. And I thank you for coming, and I want to